Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. Today, we are covering Belle Collective. This is season 7, episode 6. And I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can also subscribe, and you can share this video. Leave your comments below, and let's get into this week's episode. Okay, a new day, some new storylines, I guess. Latrice, today she's going to be having a giveaway as far as foods and things that just to fill up a box for a family to have. Selena's already there and just filling her in on what's happening today and even inviting Leticia. Selena finds out that they had a talk and she tells them about that. We're just trying to feel our way through. The giveaway starts and she has called the news station that came down and also the state representative. I loved how the state representative had a lot of good things to say. It was really nice. It was kind of this drive-through pickup style, how they actually organized everything. They just pull up, you put the box in the car, and you drive off. Leticia did come a little bit later. She said that she invited Glendale, but they will be meeting afterwards for dinner because they have not talked since the photo shoot. Are y'all not living together? Y'all been in the same house? That was a little bit awkward as far as how she was telling the story. But anyways. Tamara, she shows up and she is in a confessional and the interviewer is asking, how things are going with her dad. And they're going way much better than what they were. She says that for Latrice, she showed up for me. She called me every day, multiple times a day. She's been there, and I'm being there for her today. Really towards the end of things, Marie shows up. She brought some food. She missed the day because today was the first day for her grandsons to do whatever for a game. I forgot. I don't know what game that they were playing for, maybe football or soccer. But I didn't know there were that many grandchildren out there. Excuse me. I didn't know that there were that many grandchildren out there that she had. But we haven't seen all the children in a long time. I guess Dress decided not to show up on camera no more. She finds out about Leticia and Latrice's sit down and all that. And she was like, look, that's why, where's Carrie? And Latrice was like, well, she couldn't make it because she's got something in Atlanta. She forgot what it was about. But she said, look, that's why it would have been great if she would have just minded her business. To an extent, I really agree, especially when you don't know the history. Carrie, and if I was in your spot, and I'm sure it was production that made you kind of push this stuff, I would have told them no because I'm not familiar with them. They were able to come together and work things out on their own. I still think that they are Anita Faker and Phony Braxton, but hey. Leticia also announces about, the Belle Collective going through a reset. And there's an event that her and Latrice are going to come up with where they're going to be burying some stuff to never talk again so that they can really reset this group. I mean, it's not... I'll talk about it when we get there. But she did say, dress in your funeral clothes, I think in black. All right, so now Glenn has shown up. And Glenn and Cliff are going to have their conversation. I'm so sorry for my yawning. Glenn and Cliff are going to have their conversation. Now, is it me? But why all of a sudden are we able to understand and comprehend what Cliff is saying? Like, did they turn his mic up? Because I can hear him and I'm just like, oh, blown away by that. Cliff was hurt by him saying that they were the cause of what happened with this whole Mandy situation. They look at each other as uncle and nephew. And it's just like, why would you think that? Or he, of course, Glenn thought, oh, you should have just spoke up, blah, 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 blah. But there's nothing to really speak up on when that wasn't even his plot. And you know that this stuff was production, And also Cliff brings up, about during the fight between Latrice and Leticia, about him getting up in her face. Glendale said he didn't. The I'm gonna go by Matt. I'm still gonna stand by Matt when he said that dude took it too far. He says he didn't do it. Blah 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 blah. I was just protecting my wife. And you're protecting. Did you do what he said that you did? They start talking about Letitia doing her own enterprises in this show and stuff, and cutting him out and all that stuff. And he really don't like the manager anymore. But he said one person he don't have a problem with. Oh, Glenn said that he don't have no problem with one of them because they called him Sex with Chocolate. And then Cliff mentions, oh, is he gay? He's like, I don't know. But all I know is that, Cliff, you stay in gay folks' business. I'm just saying. Because you're always in some type of way trying to effeminate men, and also talking some type of way or implying or implications of a dude being gay. Let's see. Latrice and Letitia, they talk too, and just trying to find a way to get the whole collective back together again and all that good stuff. I'm gonna have, I won't say a lot to say, but I'm gonna have things to say in regards to all of that, because we move on. Marie, she's meeting up with her bonus daughter, which is Cedric's daughter, Amber. They talk about what's going on between her and Cedric. Marie says, look, I was betrayed and I didn't see it coming. And then Amber was like, I saw it coming. Amber is Cedric's daughter. Did I say that? Hopefully I did, but I'm repeating it again. Long story short, she says that she knows that her dad is a great father, but a horrible partner. Which I've heard other people say that before in regards to certain ones that they hooked up that they never should have hooked up with. Amber asks, why do you keep going back? And she says, well, it's familiar. And she says that she's not going back. And Amber was like, are you sure? And Marie was like, yeah, I'm outside now. She's on dating apps, and then Amber was like, no. On dating apps means that they have lost all their choices. They're all there. No, don't waste your time over there. Go to someplace, put on your red lipstick, and get your man. It was cool to see Amber around because that there's this different type of energy that Marie gives off, and I think that it does her well to not just stay in the same, not to be that, what I want to say, I'm sorry. But she, what was I going to say? How about I lose my thought? But Amber was like, don't go through these dating apps. Present yourself friendly to folk. Date out there. She said, go to somewhere in Madison, put on some red lipstick, and country club, and you'll be fine. So yeah, I'm no fan of Marie, but I think that she's done herself a good job as to now redirecting the narrative. A lot of people don't get to do that on reality TV. They kind of just stick you in a place. And Marie was like, nope. Whether she really likes Latrice or not, she made sure that she was drawing the line right here. And y'all not about to use me with this feud no more, and we got to move on to something else. It's the dinner between Kirk and Rashida of Jackson. Shout out to Scotty by Nature. Somebody else online said it too. I saw the tweet. I was like, ooh. So they meet for dinner. They start talking about the photo shoot right away. They bring up what the manager started saying to Glenn. Glenn feels like he is totally in the right, and he did nothing wrong. And he demands for Letitia to fire the manager. She says that the dude is on leave of absence. Do I believe that? No. Anyways, And basically, Glenn was like, well, on leave, that's basically a paid vacation. Da, 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 da. Glenn didn't expect Letitia to have my back, but nobody had my back. Well, who knows you? Like, Shantae? I don't understand that, but whatever. Letitia said, look, thirst or first is wrong. Um, they get into some more things, and at this point, there's an emotion that comes out of Letitia that I don't think that um, dude was prepared for. Glendale. She actually just calls it out and says that you want control of me and to keep a thumb on me, but that's not happening anymore. You need to respect my boundaries. Um, there is a new person that's emerging, and I don't ever want to see her again. I said, Lord, that's a good talk. um, I don't need you protecting me with my old brand. I need you to protect my heart. I would also say protect your body. Since we know that he does cheat, hopefully with just that one person. But anyways, that's protect me and to protect my body. I think you should add that to your saying as far as with Glenn. Glenn is very defensive. Glenn is very in victim mode at this point because he just don't recognize her. He's in his confessional like, well, I guess I got to do some deep thinking. Because I may just have to accept that she's not the same person no more. That's all you can do is accept. And you act like it's the hardest thing in the world to just accept. Selena is going by Mike's home. As we know that Selena told us that Mike spends the most time at her home. And now she's been invited over there. Da, 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 da. Selena's already in there. She said that she wanted to tidy up in there. Matt enters the room. And Selena just starts Selena and Mike. Selena and Mike, Mike usually goes to her home, but today she's at his home. She's there, she's folding clothes. And Mike is like, oh, okay, cool. He really likes that and he appreciates that. Now, Mike is wanting Selena to come and move into his home. After all this time, it's spending time at her home. And she's like, no, we ought to get something on our own. And I think that that's correct. I think that that's correct. She's like, well, I don't really want to live here. Your ex lived here. Are you paying attention, sweet tea, off of Married to Medicine? Because no. No way. Yeah, so it's still a to be continued moment as far as what's going on. Now we get to this funeral thing. Almost everybody is dressing appropriately, and then in walks Carrie. Carrie has on black. She has on a red wig, and she got on a miniskirt. Wrong occasion. The lady was like, well, we're going to have to watch you. You're going to be enticing the pastor. So to get things started with this whole collective thing, Tamara's got to leave early. We find out that London Simone has her first program and she's not missing it. So Tamara gets to issue out her grievances. What is happening is everyone's able to just say what they need to say and to see if we can move on. Tamara said, you know, how y'all like to just talk about sisterhood, but really it's just a hood. We're in the hood, not sisterhood. As far as transparency, I'm only transparent with Latrice and Selena. And they've made me feel comfortable within this group. Table that right there. Or pin it right there. We find out that Tamara, after the baby, the most time that I was even kind of just away or quiet is when, during my pregnancy and after. We find out that Tamara had postpartum. That I don't know, she may have, I don't think she said it on the show, but she may have said it. She may have said it maybe in her confessional. I just don't remember. But y'all can let me know. And during that time, only the people that showed up was Latrice and Selena. They start talking about, okay, well, that's fine. But do you really want to be, well, Letitia said, do you really want to be a part of this collective since you're talking about not feeling safe and all of that? Um, Marie in her confession was like, if you don't feel safe, then get out. If this lady is saying that this isn't really a safe that she feels comfortable enough to be vulnerable with, and you know your part in it to making her feel that way, and the best thing y'all got is you may just need to get off the show. There's no type of plan to try to earn Tamara's trust. Could Tamara speak up a little bit more? Sure. Letitia says that, look, I got stuff going on with me and I still come here and I'll be vulnerable. Have you, Letitia? Now, you have a lot more vulnerable stuff between you and your husband. So to say that, you just admitted after a season and a half, well, kind of a season and a quarter, acting it like it was Latrice that was breaking up your marriage and just being crazy and crazy and messy. I just don't understand how you think that you've been that transparent. You haven't. Last season, you projected everything on Latrice. You felt like it wasn't safe within the collective last season. And now Tamara says that I don't feel safe and I only confide with these two. There is pride and arrogance on Marie and Letitia about this whole situation. Because there's no way that you could hear all of that. Because it seems like y'all feel entitled when stuff is done to you. But Tamara's been saying that and feeling that for several seasons. Letitia did feel bad that she didn't know anything about the postpartum and all that. It's just like, well, wait a minute. So y'all just saying that Tamara needs to step up. Not saying that I don't agree with it. But what as you, as a sister and as a collective, especially to one of the people that have betrayed her, willing to do to try to earn her trust? Just like with your ain't-ish dudes. What are ways that you're going to do better so that Tamara could earn your trust? By the preview I saw, I'm not going to say go off, but I'm going to have things to say. Because you're constantly doing this thing of trying to get this I got you moment out of Tamara. And we don't care. We really don't care. Oh my gosh. Okay, I already said Tamara needs to step up. At this point, Tamara had to leave. Obviously, there's more conversation to be had, and we got to see where it goes there. This is the thing with me. Letitia and Marie, what y'all fail to understand is that from Tamara to every one of us as fans, well, a lot of us as fans, we feel unsafe with you and uncomfortable with you because of the bull hockey that y'all played. And the most y'all did is apologize. You've seen her back away. So why don't you just try to grab her hand and see if we can just make things right outside of those apologies? I'm not saying if you got to kiss butt, don't do that. I'm just looking at y'all like there's no effort in you to like say, hey, Tamara, you know what? I get it. I'm sorry all over again. Maybe we can have some time to carve out some time so that we can really figure out how to really get you to trust again. Let me know. What do you need from me at this point? So Tamara leaves. They get a little bit more on some of the others, like Carrie and all that. I forgot. Oh, it was a time to start sharing. Carrie starts talking about her business in Alabama. And they really were trying to empower her in regards to having to close down or potentially close down another restaurant. So for y'all to just say that y'all sharing and all that stuff, no, y'all show up for a check. And y'all didn't mind doing other stuff when you knew that Tamara was no longer interested in being Boo Boo the fool. Y'all started to attack Akeisha. So Gucci was not attacked. I don't care what they say. So somehow they start talking about Marie. I think Marie started opening up on what Cedric did to her. Oh, they were talking about telling each other's business. And Carrie is the one who at least told about this whole thing of her not being together with Cedric. But I don't think that they went into her body changing and all that. Am I saying that right? No. What was it? No. I meant to say that about telling other people's business about Carrie. I'm sorry. Carrie telling Marie's business. And then Marie was like, "Oh, I know that you are just such a fan. You just want to da 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 da." And then Carrie pulls out her fan. I'm a fan. No, I'm not a fan. Not just of you. She pulls it out and she gets up and says, "I'm a fan of you," and starts fanning herself and going to each person. "I'm fangirling for you, fangirling for you, fangirling for you." Carrie said, "You will not get a moment off me, and I'm going to steal the show." That is Kenya Moore level, and literally not the same thing. But remember season 5 reunion when Kenya had that fan? They couldn't stand her whatsoever. But I love that. I'm glad that Carrie is quick on her feet and she's able to respond well, even when things are thrown at her. So, hey, that's cool. That's real cool. They just ain't got on you yet. They ain't got on you yet. So, more of this whole, who wants to share something? Carrie says, "Look, I'm not into rumors. I'm not a rumor person. There is something here, so I want to be transparent." I was pillow talking with Matt, and she's talking to Selena. And Matt heard from someone that Mike and a baby. So there's something where Mike is supposed to be having a baby on the way. And then that was the end of the episode. That was the cliffhanger. So, oh, here we go. Here we go. It was a better episode, y'all. For the sake of the show, let's move on. Tamara, do I think you do need to show up more? Yes. Do I think that Letitia and Marie need to step up and actually say what needs to be said? Do make some actions behind your "I'm sorry," because don't nobody care about your sorry, because you've moved on and you left her there. Y'all been implying that you guys were saving Tamara's job. Whatever you were doing to save her job, it must have went too far if that's what really happened, and she's not appreciating it. I can't blame her for it. Whatever, it's too much. And me looking at the preview and seeing what's about to happen with Tamara, Letitia, and Chantel, or whatever her name is. Like, are we going down this road yet again? Can't y'all come up with another storyline? Because y'all all just want to come at Tamara with these "I got you" moments. All because she won't tell you her business. Whatever. All I know, Marie, you ought to be transparent. You need to tell them about what Cedric did to you. And I already told you about Letitia, so don't act like y'all just transparent. But yes, as a viewer, we do need more from you, Tamara. I understand your stance, and in that regard, maybe you should leave the show. However, these folks need to quit acting like they're really showing their lives. Because I am 89% sure that you're faking your storyline, Letitia. There may be elements of truth into what's going on, but overall, made up storyline, in my opinion. But y'all can give me your opinions. I apologize. I don't know what was going on with me. Please like this video. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, share, and until the next one, peace.